Welcome students. In this lecture, we will study the nervous system in Hirudinaria. His leech, it consists of typical annelidian type of nervous system, and it consists of three parts. These are number one, central nervous system, then peripheral, and third, sympathetic nervous system. First, central nervous system. Here the complete central nervous system, it is present within the ventral hemocoelomic channel, and it consists of three parts. Number one, an anterior ring like structure is called as nerve ring. Then second, a ventral nerve cord and a terminal ganglionated mass like structure. Here in these leeches, brain is very small and segmental ganglia, they are more distinct than that of the earthworm. Then first part, anterior nerve ring. It includes a small dorsal brain. Brain is present at dorsal side. It is formed of a pair of fused cerebral ganglia, or also called as suprapharyngeal ganglia. They are present dorsally above the anterior part of pharynx, just behind the median dorsal jaw, and it is located in the fifth segment of the leech. It is connected by a pair of short and stout lateral peripharyngeal connectives. One is present on either side of pharynx. Okay, one on either side of pharynx with a ventral subpharyngeal ganglionic mass which is present beneath pharynx in that fifth segment of the leech. It is more or less triangular subpharyngeal ganglionic mass, and it is a composite structure made up of four pairs of embryonic ganglia. These are fused together. Cerebral ganglia and subpharyngeal ganglion mass, it represent the ganglia of first five segments. Then second structure, ventral nerve cord. It is name indicate it is present at the ventral side of body. Ventral nerve cord, it arises from the posterior end of the subpharyngeal ganglionic mass, and it runs backwards along the mid ventral line in leech, and it extends from 6th segment to the 26th segment of the body. It appears like a single, but rarely it can be double as present in the earthworms. Then this ventral nerve cord, it carries at wide intervals 21 well formed ganglia. Each is located in the first annulus of its segment. Nerve cord, it is made up of nerve cells and their processes. These processes are also called as nerve fibers. The nerve cells are confined to ganglia where they surround the nerve fibers, and the entire nerve cord, it is covered by a protective covering or sheath called as neuralema. Then third part, it is terminal ganglionic mass. Posteriorly, the ventral nerve cord, it ends in a large ovoid terminal ganglionic mass which is present within the posterior sucker. It is formed by the fusion of 7 pairs of embryonic ganglia of the last 7 segments that makes the posterior sucker. In this way, it is the central nervous system present in leech. Then second type of nervous system, it is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system consists of paired nerves arising from ganglia of central nervous system. We see one by one. A pair of stout optic nerves, they arise anteriorly from brain or cerebral ganglia, and they runs forward to supply the first pair of eyes, prostomium and roof of buccal chamber. Then 4 pairs of optic nerves arises laterally from the subpharyngeal ganglionic mass, and it supply second, third, fourth and fifth pair of the eyes respectively. Then a few nerves, they arises ventrally from this ganglionic mass and supply the floor of buccal cavity, then muscles of body wall and segmental receptor organs of the 5 anterior segments. These each ganglion of ventral nerve cord, it gives off 2 pairs of nerves, the anterior laterals and posterior laterals. Okay. In this way, it is the peripheral nervous system and its structure in the hirudinaria. Then third type of nervous system, it is sympathetic nervous system. It is also called as autonomic nervous system. This system consists of nerve plexus, which lies beneath epidermis within the muscles and on the wall of gut. It joins on one hand with certain cells on the both sides of peripharyngeal connectives, and on the other hand they are connected with certain multipolar ganglion cells. These cells are irregularly distributed over the entire plexus of the gut wall. In this way, these constitute the sympathetic nervous system.